You guys are going to see it here first, guys. Raw impressions.
I'm like kind of nervous. I don't know why.
Well, because if your take on it is wrong, then you're going to have people calling you an idiot. And if your take on it is right,
that isn't why I was
then you're going to
nervous.
have the other half of people calling you an idiot.
Yeah.
Because this is an extremely divisive product.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up.
It's an extremely divisive device.
Here it is. The Apple Vision Professional.
Professional.
Not to be confused with the regular Apple. Are you going to take it?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were
Not to be
gonna show it
confused with the regular Apple Vision.
off. Is this just, it's one size for everybody situation?
Okay. So you do a facial scan thing, but your nose kind of shape coming out of your face is like pretty not that far off mine. I suspect this thing will probably be mostly okay for you. Maybe a little bit on the small side, because I'm like a small medium helmet, and I think you're more like a large.
Yeah, but whatever the I don't remember what the brand of that VR headset was that I tried at your house, but that felt pretty well.
Oh, really? So the Big Screen Beyond.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that did fit you okay. Okay,
Yeah.
then you'll probably.
I was more wondering about the
So that has a dial.
head size. Oh, okay.
Yep. So you just play around with the dial, and once you put it on, it should basically turn on. But before you do, let's get your impressions.
All right.
So it's got the protective cover on the front. It comes with that. You can just pop that off.
Material wise, feels premium. I don't know. The headband.
Really? Okay. There's two options for the headband. There's
The
also
headband
this
doesn't feel
one.
not premium, to be clear.
There's one that has a
So
top.
there's the like
A top strap as well.
diaper
Yeah.
band.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call it a diaper band, but sure.
Sure.
Yep.
They could have made that one look a lot better. They clearly want you to use this one.
Yeah, I can see that perspective.
There's like no promo material of that, I don't think.
Yeah, that's
This is
fair.
the one in all of it.
That's fair. Yep,
Yeah,
that's fair.
They could have done a better job with that one.
Okay.
I can already tell this is going to feel front heavy.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the weight of the battery pack?
That's fine. It's going to be in a pocket or something, right? Like, I'm not really worried about that, I think.
Yep. What do you think of the fixed cable?
It's not, it's only sort of fixed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's one length though.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna keep it in my shirt pocket today.
Yeah, because it's a different type of lightning, right? It's like
It's some
big
kind
lightning.
of jumbo lightning. So it's fixed.
I mean,
cable
that's not great.
for all intents and purposes today. Yeah.
I would like to be able to have different lengths of cable. Sure. You got some grease on those lenses.
Mm-hmm.
Do I try it on now?
Go for it.
Do I keep the cover on?
I have long eyelashes. It's actually a problem for me. Is my eyelashes just coat the inside of any VR headset that I use with like grease.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna want to loosen that a touch. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, are you gonna take off the front cover?
Sure.
Also, I mean, any impressions on the...
What?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he found it. So that's how the pieces come apart. You're going to show the people, or you're just going to hold it under the desk?
So
Yeah,
I
good
tried to
job.
take off the front cover by gripping this portion and pulling both sides, and then this came out, and I was very temporarily...
Don't forget
concerned
about
that I
the
broke
other
it.
piece that comes off of that.
Oh, wow.
So that piece also comes off of the assembly that you just disconnected.
All right. I don't need that, though, right?
No, that's just... This is the not thicker one. This is the thinner version
Got it.
of the
Okay.
face thing.
All right. I'm going to try again.
Okay,
There we
here
go.
we go. Here we
Now
go.
it's too
Here
loose.
we go. Here we go. That right there is a man who's going skiing.
This is less comfortable than I expected, to be honest.
Well, remember too, the face thing is not, your size.
Do these parts rest on your face?
It depends. So if I use that band, it pulls in hard on my forehead.
Yeah, me too.
And if I use the other band, it hangs hard on my cheeks.
Okay. It's like barely even touching my cheeks. All of it is right on my forehead.
Remember too, though, take all of this
It's not scanned.
for what it is.
Yeah.
Luke didn't do a facial scan. This
Yeah.
is not the correct size for him.
Yeah, it's not.
However, I will say that one of my bits of feedback is going to be that I find the comfort of it extremely difficult to deal with.
It's definitely a lot more front heavy than other VR devices I've used.
Is it on yet?
No.
Okay, hold the button on the left, on the top. Top left. There should be a button. Hold it down. That's the right. Good job. Okay, did it fire up?
No.
I hope I didn't let it die. You found the button though, right?
Yeah, this one?
Yeah. Okay. It's not turning on?
No.
Okay, one moment, please.
You can just plug the battery pack into something, right? I think.
Oh yeah. It's no problem. It's no problem. We've got a solution. The solution
is the cable supposed to go up like this?
Yeah, that's where the cable goes.
So it goes like they're trying to get it around your ear.
I guess
it doesn't actually go around my ear.
Yeah, I don't have that problem, but that's interesting feedback.
Yeah, it like touches right at the top.
The bigger issue for me, and a lot of this is just going to be stuff that I'm going to talk about in the review. All right, you should be able to turn it on now. It's charging now.
Okay. Wow, this whole everything on the forehead thing is not great.
The bigger issue for me is that on both straps, the attachment mechanism here, I'm just going to go to Linus cam here. The attachment mechanism is an ovular shape. You can see that? It's an oval. And what that means is that there's absolutely zero play whatsoever. So if you're the kind of person who goes, oh yeah, I really prefer to wear a back ponytail instead of a nape ponytail or a high ponytail, I would really like to adjust this to sit, more this way or more this. No, you get to not do that. So if you look at the way that Luke's wearing it right now, Luke, can you turn to the side a little bit? If he was like, oh, I would really strongly prefer, to have this kind of more up here, the answer is no. Apple says no.
Speaking of Apple saying no, it won't turn on.
Still?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely charging. Here, can I borrow it for a sec? Maybe this is just user error. Or instructional error could also be that. Oh, man. So convenient. All right. You want to stall for me?
Sure.
Let's run interference.
Yeah, the whole forehead thing, I saw him take it off once, and I saw a very pronounced red mark along his forehead and then slightly along the sides. And I was a little bit surprised by that, and now I am no longer surprised at all. For me, again, it's not scanned for my face. So it's probably not already red on you. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's not scanned for my face at all. This is probably not useful information, like straight up. But no weight at all was distributed anywhere other than just my forehead, and all the weight for the device is in the front. So the entire weight of the device was just sitting right there. Where the other strap? I could try that.
The bigger issue for me is that my choices. So the reason you probably saw it so red on my forehead was because I was wearing it really. I was wearing it really tight, and the reason for that is if I wear it at a reasonable tightness, it just mashes the bridge of my nose. So this is actually the point where it's most uncomfortable for me.
So you were cranking it onto your forehead to save your nose.
This is not turning on for me either. The light is red. It's usually green. So I guess it
needs a minimum charge.
Yeah, maybe it needs a minimum charge level, which I find a little bit surprising. Have you
spent time with this? Should we swap straps?
I have spent time with that. Like I was saying earlier, it basically takes the load off of here and puts it here and on my nose. And it also just kind of feels like it's going to come flying forward on me because I would wear it farther back. I would wear it more like back here instead of like here and here instead of right here and right here.
Yeah.
It's like it's not deep enough.
Yeah, this band seems... Yeah, I'm not surprised that's the one they put in all the promo footage. That seems kind of a little late, maybe.
Let's see if the Apple Vision Pro is working. There's an accelerometer in the battery bank, and it's supposed it's supposed to light up when you move it, but it's not doing it right now. Is this thing broken?
It seems like a more expensive solution to the just like press the button to check method.
Yeah. Also, I mean, did I mention this battery bank is just useless unless you happen to want to power a Vision Pro because just Apple things.
Isn't it also like not that big?
I don't know.
Apple Vision Pro.
It's 3166 milliamp hours.
Yeah, like wait, what?
It's under provision. It's whatever the provisioning is, where there's more capacity in here than what they display by about 20%, I think it was.
Even then.
And I think the idea there is that they really don't want this thing to just be used every day, be charged multiple times a day, be kept at a full charge, and then have people have it just like dying in a year. No, they would like it to take at least a few years. Because that's how Apple rolls. By then, they'll have something better to sell you.
It's not 5 volt, 12 volts.
Yeah, it's a super random voltage. Like it's something they absolutely could have done with PD. 13 volts.
13.
It's one of those things where it's like, I'm sure there's some reason that it runs at 13 volts.
Yeah.
But I'm also sure that they could have found a way to make it not run at 13 volts and run it like a standard USB PD voltage as well.
So is it working now? Or
I don't know. I'm checking.
Okay.
Keep running interference.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yes, it's working.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Run no interference. All right. Luke will be experiencing the Apple Vision Pro for the, sorry.
Dragging the battery bank around is already annoying. Do you kind of get used to it? I feel like you would.
I'm so over this thing.
Oh.
I can't wait until I'm finished my review and I can just put it back in the box or like give it to Horst to cover on MAC address or something.
Wow.
I'm over it.
Oh my goodness.
There are things that I love about it, and I mean that with a capital L, love. But there are things about it that just make it the kind of thing that I love the idea of, and I don't need to have on my face.
Like one thing to explain my problem, and again, I want to say it again, this one is not face scanned for me. To make it so that the face shield thing is actually touching my face, I can make that happen by pulling it completely off and getting a, like, I can see Linus right now through the device. Like
that's weird. Are you sure that's clicked on properly? It's magnetic. Oh yeah, there you go.
That's what I'm
I see what you
taking it
mean.
off to make it touch my face.
So the problem you have is the same one I have then. Like, okay, without the headband on, could you make the whole thing go against your face by changing the angle?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This right here is actually oh wow. Yeah, I need to have the headband on like the upper crown of my head. That's really
okay.
weird.
So are you good now then?
Yeah, that's way better.
Oh, okay, cool.
It just has to be like way up here.
I can't move it enough for it to be comfortable because it doesn't rotate. It's not swivelable.
I genuinely this fixed pretty much everything. It's very uncomfortable in the back of my head. I don't like it being up here. It feels like it's going to slip off.
Yep.
But it's now resting on my face like way better.
I have the exact same problem with this one. It feels like it's going to come off at any moment.
Yeah, I don't.
But it's more comfortable than that bend for me.
Oh yeah, this is immeasurably better.
Okay. So is it prompting you for a pin or anything?
It
or
wants me to press this button to align.
Okay, something. Yeah, hold it. Yep, press and hold. Motorized IPD adjustment. Pretty cool.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty good. Whoa. What the heck is it actually right there?
How's that pass through?
Wow, that's weird.
Pretty good, huh?
That is actually really good. Can you toss me something?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I'll toss you. I'll toss you a prototype LTT sock.
Nice. Yeah, that was
like,
very easy.
Yeah, no problem. On the short circuit, D-Brand bet me that I couldn't dodge all the things that Bell threw at me. So if I was able to dodge them all, they said they'd pay double for the sponsorship.
Did you dodge them all?
And if I wasn't able to dodge, I got nothing.
Oh.
So obviously I took that bet because I was extremely confident that I could dodge anything Bell could throw. I mean, if you played softball with him, no. He's actually pretty good. But yes, I successfully dodged everything. So I'm pretty sure D-Brand had to pay double.
There's interesting stuff like right here. This visually is way closer to me than it actually is. That's kind of odd. But most things, once it gets far enough away, it's pretty good.
The 3D mapping is, I would say, an extremely, extremely strong point.
Yeah, it's very good. There's just like, normally you're not going to have an object statically that close to your face. Yeah. So like it's fine. I can't read text on the laptop, but I can very easily read all the keys.
Yep. And if you had a MacBook,
the text on the Stream Deck perfectly fine.
I mean, do you want it? Oh shoot, do I have?
I have the pin thing up, and
yeah. You can enter it, center it over there. So use the crown, which is on the right. Yep. Yeah, center it looking at the wall, so that you're just like mashing off screen, and then just obfuscate what you're doing somehow. Is the pin over there now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. Okay, so. Are you using just your gaze tracking and
yeah.
Oh yeah, so just go like this.
In front of it?
In front of just in front of it, beneath it, just kind of anywhere. Yeah, you're way off screen now. And remember, they can't see what you're looking at anyway, so it doesn't matter. So your fingers can be anywhere. They can be close. It doesn't matter if the people can see your fingers. Is that registering? He's got
wow,
this.
that was weird to get used to.
Apple Vision Pro, guys. All it costs is...
Okay, I'm in.
He's in the matrix. Okay, maybe
that
centered.
looks fantastic.
Maybe centered over here so we can see you.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, that's cool. And that looks insanely good.
Right?
That's wild.
See any screen door effect?
No.
It's...
There's some, I don't know if it's the eyelash grease or because it's not fit for my face. There's little imperfections here or there. But especially, I'm like doing things and it's reacting to it. That's pretty funny. Oh, I got to stop. I want to look at stuff and I got to just move my eyes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Come on. There we go. Wow. This is very cool. I understand why people are reacting to this so heavily because this is actually quite novel. This is more novel than I expected.
Yep.
Having used pass-through before and stuff like this before, this is much more novel than I expected. Do you have any of the photos, panoramic photos?
If you just go to photos and videos, yeah, I'm sure there's some stuff in there. Like there's a 3D video that I recorded of just walking around.
This thing where they put the screen up looks incredibly good. I don't know if it's just because of the screen door or because of something else that they're doing, but it just looks fantastic.
Yeah, the lenses are incredible. They're pancake lenses, so they're super low profile, but they have so much less internal reflection compared to the big screen beyond that I just cannot fathom how they are this far ahead of what others are doing at this stage.
That's pretty sweet. I can put it behind the wall.
Yep. And then if you glance toward the bottom right or bottom left corner, then you can grab that and you can resize the window once you've positioned it where you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's spatially computing, folks.
I am spatially computing. And like I've seen videos of people doing this, but it's actually way different when you're actually just doing it yourself. Interesting. You kind of have to trust it to work. For a while there, I was like trying to like scope it out. If you just look at the thing and do it, it seems to happen. If you try to finesse it, it doesn't happen as well. I don't know. That's not a great way of saying that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I get it.
Heck yeah.
Rated out of 10 so far. First impressions. Ignore the comfort.
Yeah. What is the thing that I'm rating?
Display.
Display is extremely good.
Interaction.
Display has got to be, for everything that I've experienced, the display is a 10.
It's pretty incredible, guys.
The interaction is extremely good, especially considering I'm not holding something that's doing that. I'm still having some problems with it, like detecting where I'm looking.
Now, I didn't put it in guest mode for you. I'm sorry. I probably should have.
That's probably because of it not being scanned for my face.
Yes.
I didn't really care about setting up the IPD thing properly.
Yeah.
It's not in guest mode that I didn't even know existed, etc. It's probably those things more than anything because I've watched people use it and they haven't had these types of problems. So I'm not actually worried about that. And when it does work, it feels like insanely good. And I don't really see anyone having problems. So I think it's probably just a settings thing. So honestly, the interactability that I've done so far is probably also like a 10.
Do you want to see dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Okay. So just click the crown and go to the dinosaur experience. Yeah, I think it's on the second homepage. So just pinch in front of you and swipe to the side to get. No, you got to pinch. So a pinch is like a touch.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
encounter dinosaurs.
Yep. This takes a little while, so I'm gonna do a topic real quick while Luke sits here and experiences dinosaurs, I guess.
Right now, I'm just experiencing the room with music.
Good for him.
Oh, it's over there. Can I move it?
I don't know. Can you?
No.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna stare at you the whole time.
Wow, which with my own eyes through the Vision Pro. Definitely a little creepy.
Is it weird?
Yeah, it's not very good, so that's part of it. And then the other part is it's like you're kind of half face swapped. Oh no!
This is hilarious because the words on my side, the words "encounter dinosaurs" is just behind Linus's head.
Yeah.
But because it's behind your head, the top of your head is like translucent, so I can still read the word.
Yeah. So I have it set to recognize when other people are around and create a little translucent window in whatever it is you're doing, kind of like rubbing a French fry on a piece of paper, you know, like makes a little kind of clear window where you can see other people.
There's now a butterfly flying around your head. I feel like I'm in like, you know, that depiction in old movies of someone who just got like a concussion and you just like start seeing weird things. Like that feels like what's happening right now.
All right, cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, am I even going to try and do a topic, or are you just going to...
You can go for it.
Are you just going to do stuff? Okay, we've got a quick jobs announcement. We're looking for a procurement coordinator. Responsibilities include fostering positive relationships, streamlining procurement processes, tracking product releases, and collaborating with the content creation team on trending tech. It's linusmediagroup.com/jobs. Head over there if that sounds like you or anyone you know. You can always direct someone else there. You see the little dinosaur now? It's a cute little dinosaur.
He's squeaking.
All right, you enjoy that little dinosaur, Luke?
Oh, one thing I didn't even think about is, audio quality seems okay.
We're hiring some positions right now. There they are. See you later.
It lacks bass.
The speakers are not amazing.
Yeah.
But what is amazing is turn your head around. The spatial mapping is...
I'm noticing that as the dinosaur is sniffing your head.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I will also talk about how... we've added some new stuff on LTT Store. Do you want to talk about what you're experiencing at all, or should I just keep going?
No, I think you're good. Keep going.
All right, cool. We are launching our black polo shirt. Yep, that's right. It's a black polo shirt. It's part of our 9 to 5 collection. Smart fabrics, easy fits, good looks. It's super soft and breathable with snaps rather than buttons on the collar. So convenient. Great for work or play. 96% cotton, 4% elastane. And we've got a couple of new graphic tees. That's right, we are finally launching some new graphic tees. Planetaries, this isn't planetary. Intergalactic was inspired by our digital journeys into other galaxies through AR and VR, starting with the AR video that Lloyd did with MAC address. And then Planetary was inspired by putting tech internals like hard drives and Qi chargers out into the galaxy. So you can check these out at lttstore.com. Both were inspired by kind of bit/pixel art styles. And speaking of intergalactic and traveling into other galaxies, Luke, you're in the same galaxy, same planet.
Intergalactic, planetary.
Very far back in time.
You know, a black polo is perfect time for you to dye your hair.
Thank you for that. That's really helpful.
Yeah. This is crazy. I can understand why you're probably tired of it, but it's crazy. It's very cool. This is like, how long ago was that? I was at Oculus forever ago. I think 2016, 2017, around there. And I had a conversation with someone where I bet 10 years was the time frame it was going to be until we had like actual real mass adoption of VR.
Right.
And this is pretty close. This is definitely, I think, not it. But I think this is a huge amount of the way there. I think we need a better weight distribution, better strap situation maybe. The screen quality is fantastic. The audio quality seems good enough. The spatial audio stuff is wild. How you control it seems very smart. I don't know. It's good. This wouldn't be a normal place you would want to run your cable.
Yeah.
I don't mind that I just hit it with my hand because I just wouldn't have it ran like this ever. So that's fine.
Yeah, it's funny that Apple was the one to divorce us from headphone cables, and now they've brought back a far thicker,
I do.
far more obnoxious, far less sort of readjustable and manageable cable. But
That
sure.
part I find interesting. The fact that there's no routing along the band or anything that you could optionally run it through.
We're going to get third-party headbands for this, and they're going to be infinitely better than the garbage that
That's
Apple
a good
shipped it
point,
with.
because these are detachable, so someone could
Yep.
actually easily make their own. That might solve a lot of my problems with it.
Yep. Yep. Almost certainly.
I think if it was scanned for my face and thus fit better, I would be much more happy with it.
Unfortunately, I don't think that I have my MacBook. So I've been dailying a MacBook ever since I started my review of the Vision Pro, which admittedly has contributed to some of my impatience with it. There's definitely still things that I find very frustrating about Mac OS. To be clear, there's things I find very frustrating about Windows, things I find very frustrating about Linux. But there's things I find very frustrating about Mac OS. Like, unless you go completely full screen on your app, how little of your actual screen you get to use between the menu at the top and then the dock at the bottom. Like, okay, sure, that's great. I'll just use this part of my screen while I'm browsing the internet. I'm not really a full screen app guy, but let me go ahead and see if I can get this signed in, and then you'll be able to use the MacBook with the Vision Pro, and we can kind of get your impression of that.
Have you done the IMAX thing?
Sorry, IMAX?
Yeah. There's an IMAX app with a 46-minute long free video of a beautiful planet in collaboration with NASA.
I just installed that.
Oh.
Yeah, I installed that last night. I was having trouble getting access to the App Store because I am Canadian.
Yeah.
Yes. So even if you get your hands on a Vision Pro, you will need to have a US registered Apple ID. And then especially difficult if you want to actually buy anything or subscribe to anything on the App Store, you will need a US based credit card, not a US dollar credit card.
Oh, that's always so frustrating.
The billing address must be in the United States. So that was pretty frustrating when I figured that out. This is going to take me a minute because I need to log out of the account that I am in now, and then I need to log into a different account, and that's going to be a second.
So another addition that I would add to my obviously not enough time spent with it. Oh, I'm in a theater. I didn't even realize that.
Oh, you can adjust the immersion in your environment by turning the crown, which is the one on the right.
Oh. Oh.
Neat, huh?
That is pretty neat. So yeah, something that I would say is this is good enough that I would want one. I will
Really
not get one because it's $3,500.
Oh, I see.
And
you had me for a second there. I thought you.
I said want one, not we'll get one.
Yeah, I thought you were legitimately like considering one all of a sudden there.
No, but this is novel enough that like this is very cool. This feels like a leap. This is pretty sweet.
Are you in the IMAX experience right now?
Yes. If you're doing something and it's requesting you to close it, obviously you can close it.
Nope. No, I am not doing anything. I'm trying to figure out how to sign out, and I finally figured it out.
This feels like something that existed, and this is an app that you can, you can just play, like, this is an IMAX whatever video thing, and you happen to be able to play it in this headset. If this video was, wow, yeah, I wasn't expecting to see my hands. There they are. If this video was all around me in a more panoramic scene, I think it would be better. I'm looking at a big box, which is cool.
So that's going to be the case for a lot of things. I have a couple of
makes sense.
I have a couple of iPad apps that are compatible, like in compatibility mode, but I'm definitely understanding why developers
didn't necessarily want to preemptively make things for a very questionable user base.
For a very questionable experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. That's one of the reasons why I think it seems like a lot of people are getting it. Reviews seem to be pretty positive. Maybe if a bunch of users actually get this, and a version 2 comes out eventually and whatnot, that might be the time. I don't know. Unless you're specifically into early adoption of tech stuff, I don't know if this is going to be a thing for you. But if you are into early adoption of tech stuff, this is very cool.
Sorry, this is going to take me a little while still. My deepest and most sincere apologies. Dan, run interference.
Yeah, merch message.
Oh
yeah, hit us with a merch message.
Actually,
That's
it's pretty much the perfect time for that anyway. So, excellent. Let's see. Hey, Dan and the others, what's the story behind Linus Cat Tips? Where did it come from and what happened to it?
Oh, it came from the idea that in the early days of the company, I was thinking, hey, with how long it takes to shoot LTT, which was unboxings at the time, we could easily shoot the entire week's worth of content in a day. So nothing would prevent us then from having 5 different channels, each of which we shoot all the content for in a day. And one of the things that, I'm pretty passionate about is cats. Oh, shoot.
While you do whatever you're doing, the whole mixed reality portion of this is awesome. It knows that Linus is a thing that I might want to see right now. So if I look to my left, I don't see this wall at all. I see an IMAX theater. I see all the different levels of it, etc. Even looking over there, there's the door to the IMAX theater, the front, whatever, the water ball, I can't see that. The guardrail in the front, I see all that kind of stuff. I look over towards Linus and I see exactly Linus in the area around him. I look here, there's IMAX theater. You could sit at home and interact with the people around you fully and properly while also engaging in media, which is pretty fantastic.
Oh my God, what is this? Whatever this is, there's error messages are tiled over top of my whole screen. I'm so upset right now. Sync failed. Okay, I can't deal with that right now. I just need you to move. I just need you to move and get out of my way. Okay, let's try the other one. Send a new code. Come on. This is not working. Maybe it's the other one. Okay.
I'm having a great time.
Well, that's good. I'm really glad you are. I'm really stressed out.
This is really engaging content, guys.
I'm sure this is fantastic for you guys to watch. It's great for me. This is
Luke's watching a different show.
I still wouldn't want to spend $3,500 on it. And I don't know how required it is. It feels like being in the Apple ecosystem, it would be quite required. I genuinely have no knowledge of how required it is to have a MacBook, but I don't have one of those either. So this would end up being a very, very expensive overall purchase, which I will not do because I am too cheap. But I am definitely starting to understand why people would. And some of the people that I know personally that have bought one, I get it. It's cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just kind of looking at stuff. I don't know. What's wrong with a phone and a cardboard box? If you're just gonna watch a movie.
This is cooler than a phone and a cardboard box.
Yeah, but it's how much money is that worth? How old?
That's why I wouldn't.
How much content is going to be created?
It's a novel, early adopter tech experience. You're paying a massive tax. Is the dollar value matching what you're getting? For a lot of people, probably not. But it is very cool. And
the screen is good. I think that's what matters. The screen is
fantastic. That is a huge part of it. I keep kind of slipping into not even really realizing that this is what I'm doing because the video that I'm watching is fantastic. And like I look over at Linus, and he's not there at all. Like it completely removes him. And then if I look directly at him, he's there, and it's very clear, good. I'm not. It's not fuzzy. I'm not seeing any screen door on it. It's very, very good. So I'm like very, very much immersed in this video that's in front of me, but I don't feel like I have like exited the room, if that makes sense. My ears are completely uncovered. So while I can hear the thing, it's also very easy to hear you guys. I'm not wearing my headphones.
Yeah, you can still hear me, yeah?
Yeah. Normally these make it easier to hear you, especially. But despite there being audio blasted directly at my ears by the headset, I can still hear you, no problem. I can still hear Linus, no problem.
Closed in as like a traditional headset, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's nice.
that part is really, really cool. And pretty unique. I've dealt with pass-through before. This is not the same thing. Not only because it's really fast, like when Linus threw me that sock, it was second nature to catch it. It wasn't difficult. It didn't feel more difficult than normal. But also just it's very smart. Like Linus walking away, it was like, yeah, you might want to see this person walking in front of you. So Linus was rendered in front of the IMAX screen as he walked away. But usually, like the table is usually full deleted. This mic right now, because I'm in the IMAX view, is usually being full deleted. If I look right at it, it shows up. But generally, it's not there. This is just, it's very cool. Whatever they developed to intelligently detect what I would want to see and decide when to show it and when not to show it is extremely good. That is like very impressively good.
All right. So here's a MacBook.
Okay.
It's probably been a while.
Yeah. Long time. I don't know where to...
Okay. So basically what...
How do I close the thing that I'm in?
Oh, you can press the crown. I actually don't like how much I end up interacting with the crown.
Okay, cool.
It's not a ton, but the gesture navigation is so fluid and so...
I feel like there should be like a... do this and it closes whatever you're in or something.
So much more natural that
Maybe
it
there is.
really does feel like... And you know what? I've been experiencing it pretty raw so far.
Right, yeah.
So in between me getting all of my own impressions and writing the review, I'm going to go Google a bunch of things. So I'm going to Google every complaint that I had, and I'm going to I'm going to learn a bunch more, and I'm going to go, oh yeah, that's so much better. That would have helped so much. So I haven't done that yet, but figuring out how to get rid of a full screen experience is something that I need to do, or it needs to be better, because so far the crown is the quickest, easiest way to get out of it that I've found. So on that Mac, you should see a little connect button that just floats above it.
Yep.
All right. So you just got to look at it and pinch.
Whoa. I did it.
You are now screen projecting. You can look down to the bottom edge, and there's a bar. Just pinch, and you can move your screen projection
resizing
to wherever you want. Oh, no, not the bottom corner.
I know.
Bottom edge. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. I moved it. I want to move it.
It's super cool, and unless it's more than one display, it's
not good enough.
Not good enough.
Yep. This feels like another one of those, like, the V2 of this is going to be insane type of things where like, yeah, I literally immediately already want another screen. Just like, and I know some of this will be able to be solved with apps, because as far as my understanding goes, you can have this connected laptop screen and also other apps.
Yes.
So like if I'm in this ecosystem, I guess Apple Music or whatever could be up on the side.
Yeah, or you could have the Safari browser running on the Vision Pro.
Interesting.
If you just needed a web browser.
Oh, that's pretty helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that completely solves the multiple monitor thing, but that helps it a lot.
But your trackpad can go between those windows.
That's pretty
The
big.
projected Mac one and the browser one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's a whole thing.
Wow. That's pretty good. If you can have Safari running on this, not taking up the screen, that honestly, that takes care of probably 90% of wanting a second monitor for me. Not 100%. I still want another screen, at least one.
And there's a lot of little quality of life things that obviously need to improve and are going to be improved. Like if you stop, if you pull it off for 1 second and put it back on, no, don't do it. It's a big waste of time. Time to re-authenticate, which it can do with your eyes. You don't actually have to enter a PIN once you've done that.
Good, though.
But sort of. Like if you're just like scratch and put it back. Time to re-authenticate, and then time to reset up all your stupid windows.
It can't authenticate through iris scan?
No, it can.
Okay.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is whatever workspace you had set up.
That's pretty annoying.
Time to put it all back.
Yeah.
No, they'll fix that. I'm sure they're going to fix that.
It would be nice if there was like a modes or scenarios thing or something, so you could be like, this is my like lounging at home scenario.
Yep.
So I want it to put my windows in these different places and stuff, because needing to individually like boop, 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 boop all the time could be pretty annoying. But this is, the screen on this is like, yeah, just insane.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you, and I did not find, like, if you try to watch video, you can really see it struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely wireless, and if there was a wired mode, that would probably be smoother. In Apple's infinite wisdom, they have not implemented that functionality. So you can get a developer strap that I believe can use a wire, but no, if I recall correctly, no, I don't think it can. I think people are still kind of figuring out exactly what that thing is, but it's USB 2 only. It's like $300. It's either $200 or $300, and it's also required to reset your password. It's a whole thing. It's just Apple things.
Very cool.
Anyway,
this is sweet.
Yeah,
very cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The fact that it has a cable though, and has absolutely no way to just plug in to a computer and transfer files off of it is fucking deranged, though.
Yeah.
That one blows me away. I was trying, because I have
more things you want me to do?
No, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I think you've had a lot of the experience at this point. I have a lot of video. Yeah, you look awful. I have a lot of video and photos on this that I need to get off in order to do the review. Like I've got a lot of screen recordings and stuff, and I was trying to figure out what's a fast way that I can do that. Because is there a this to USB-C or something, or is there like a, if I pull this off, is there a USB-C port? So no, it doesn't. It's a computer with an M2 chip, which tells you that it definitely has a USB 3 controller for 4 that doesn't have a port, because Apple figured, well, no, you'll just do everything wirelessly. What if I don't want to? What if I don't want to use AirDrop?
Yeah.
Well, then I guess you better buy more Apple products. Yeah, it's typical.
You got to be in the Apple.
It's typical
ecosystem.
Apple. I talked about this in the short circuit, but you obviously haven't watched it because you told me you haven't watched it. That's why it's obvious.
Yeah.
I talked about this in the short circuit, but probably the most Apple. I love a lot of the things that they do. They obviously innovate, but they are so blatantly, brazenly hostile towards their own users that I don't really understand why they put up with it. And the point that I made was this. Look at what Apple includes on the front. Like, feel it. It's a nice cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty nice cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
So at $34.99 or $36.99 or $38.99, that's included. That's great because it means that.
Oh God, yeah, $3,500. That's USD, isn't it?
Yeah. This is a $5,000 Canadian device. Okay, but like that's great, right? Because it means if this is not something that fits in your pocket, right? This is something you would have to actively carry around with intent, with purpose to use. And given that the battery life is in the couple of hours to, I think, up to 3 or 4 hours range, I haven't sat in it long enough to run out of battery. So I was going to rely on just like doing a benchmark or something to kind of figure that out. But it's in that fuse 1 hand of hours range. If you are going anywhere with it for any meaningful amount of time, you will also be carrying a charger. But it's great that it includes this because you would hate for this to get scuffed.
Yeah.
Guess what's not included?
Some type of protection for the lenses.
Apple doesn't do anything by accident. Why, Luke? Why did they include this cover, but not this cover?
Because if the front of the device got super scratched up and everything, that's what other potential buyers are going to see. And that will bother other people more.
Well, what are you going to do?
Theory.
What are you going to do about the inside lenses?
Get new ones, I guess.
Well, Apple sells a travel case.
That
one will protect the inside lenses.
Got it. That makes sense.
So for everyone else, we need to make sure the product looks its best.
Yeah.
And we will take care of that. We will make sure of that. For you, the person who actually fucking bought it.
You just scared Dan.
Sorry, Dan. I'm not mad at you. For you, the person who actually bought it, go yourself. Buy more. It is something that I don't understand how anyone cannot see. It's so transparent in their product design, in their decisions, in the way that they...
For sure.
And how do you tolerate it? How do you accept it? Wow, I don't have my AirPods on me. That's actually very unusual.
Anyway, there's a couple of full length comments.
AirPods, though.
Yeah.
The AirPods Pros. Think about how they look in your ears. What color are they?
White?
Yeah. How describe the white?
Pearly white?
It's perfect.
Sure.
It's pristine.
Yeah.
What do they look like when you open it up to use them?
I don't have Pros.
Okay, well they have have white silicone things that go into your ear canal. So tell me what color you think they are.
Yeah, those are going to get discolored real quick. Yellowy.
Right.
Yeah.
So every time you, the user, go to look at the product that you paid $250 for, it looks disgusting.
Put it in the ear, it looks great again.
The only reason, as far as I can tell, that black AirPods don't exist is because you, the user who paid for them.
The white.
I'm sorry, but I actually...
thing in your ear looks very iconic.
Like, I cannot... Because Apple has absolutely done products in other colors. They have that whole red thing that they've done.
Their phones have come in various colors for a long time.
Sure, of course. Of course. Apple has done black Macs before.
Yeah.
They absolutely are willing to make things in other colors.
I think the white looks good.
The white looks great.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
What if they had like black or any other color of the silicon tip thing?
What if they did? They don't.
Would that make you happy though?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I would settle for that.
Yeah, cool.
Yep, but it's one of those things that users have complained about for years, you know, like the charger on the bottom of the mouse, and they just don't care. Or repositioning icons on the home screen. The fact that they just so brazenly, just so transparently give zero fucks whatsoever. It's bizarre. And the fact that they do not immediately get called out on this by absolutely everyone is baffling.
Does the Quest have a protector thing?
The Quest doesn't cost $3,500.
That's fair.
And the Quest, again, Luke, doesn't come with the cover for the part that Apple cares about. It's not about you, the person who actually paid for it. It's about Apple's priorities. I don't know, man. I've decided at this point, I've talked about it on WAN Show, I've talked about it in the short circuit. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time on that in the review, but it's just one of those things. People ask, why do you hate Apple? I don't hate Apple. Yeah. I like lots of their products. What I hate is their attitude. I hate how they are so openly hostile towards their users. Is this
one of those situations though where it's like the open hostility that you don't like? Because I think there's a lot of stuff that other companies are doing in less communicative ways.
Well, it's also the hypocrisy.
Just as or more evil.
It's also the hypocrisy. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. There's lots of companies that are far more evil than Apple. Let's talk Nestle, right? Like, you don't have to go
I meant
far.
Competing companies.
Like, which one's the one that that basically was like, people were murdered it was basically by us, but it wasn't in the United States. It's outside of the jurisdiction. Like that was their defense. They never even claimed that
I thought that
they
was like
didn't have people
Coca-Cola
killed
or something.
Well, let's not get this one wrong.
That's a good point.
I want to say it was some kind of beverage company.
I thought it was a beverage company.
It looks like it was. It looks like it was. It looks like it was Coca-Cola. I found an article from The Guardian.
Yeah. And they try to push like that isn't an admittance that we actually did this. That was just a way to get it thrown out of court. But it's like,
yeah, right. But like, if you didn't do it, maybe that would have been the better defense.
You know,
it might have been worth it just from a PR standpoint if you didn't do it to fight that case.
Yeah,
that you didn't do it. So sure, I'm not going to say that Apple's the evilest company. But what I will say is that Apple is the company that doesn't respect us enough to tell a believable lie. And I just don't understand why we tolerate that. Just tell me that you're not going to ship a charger in the box because you don't fucking want to. Just tell me that you want the box to be smaller because the logistics cost at the volume that you're doing, the number of iPhones that you're shipping every year, just tell me that it's a huge savings. Don't tell me you're saving the earth. You're not saving the earth. You make decisions actively on every product cycle to destroy the earth faster. You go out of your way to make it so that your products are less repairable, so that they don't last as long, as cost effectively. So then just don't say you do that. That's the other thing that just drives me absolutely up the wall. So how openly hostile they are, how hard their users ride them in spite of that, and how not believable at all the lie that they tell me is. At least have a good story. Pretend. Give me something we could all kind of get on board with and go, okay, yeah, sure.
Maybe even if I don't believe it 100%, at least there's some grains of truth here.
Just say we didn't want to spend, $13 on a power brick for every iPhone. Just say that.
And you can even win that, like I want the box to be smaller thing. Yeah. You can even win that with the logistics side because you're like, we're trying to spend, less fuel moving and stuff.
I mean, this is a good one. So with the charger one, okay, just play along a little bit. If they had said, okay, we're not including a charger this generation and drop the price by $20, and then the next generation just like put it back in, at least give us some time to forget or something. But they didn't. They took out the charger and they increased the price anyway. Like it did. There was never a benefit.
Yeah. There's two comments in Philippine that I want to talk about before I forget them. Zero Transform, this is more something for you. He said, make sure to check out the Apple TV Plus immersive videos. It's mind-blowing how well they did 3D 180. No weird distortions, and the scale is flawless.
Sure.
Maybe
I will check that out.
And then Handyman has said about 47 times, you should try Quest 3. At $500, it offers much more, albeit not that great display. But at $500, it does a lot more than the Vision Pro.
It does a lot more depending on what you're trying to do. If you want to play fitness games, you buy one of these. What are you, an idiot?
Yeah.
That's not what it's for. Whereas if you buy a Quest 3 and what you want is to watch immersive video in extremely high quality and be more productive with your Mac.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's horses for courses.
That feels like, from my experience so far, the correct take.
What was that thing that
Syndrax is saying nobody's wearing a Quest 3 in public. Oh, the thing, Apple TV Plus
Apple
immersive
TV.
video or something. I scrolled away from the comment.
I've got that on my list of experiences. That I've also got, like, someone apparently got Steam Link working, and so like there's a handful of things that are still on my list of stuff that I need to try, but I'm definitely done with it. I'm especially done interacting with other people with this thing on. Like, the pass-through is great, and you've got the eyes and, whatever. But, Apple has stated that their vision for this product was that it wouldn't isolate you. And that's just, that's a complete swing and a miss. is utterly isolating. Conducting an in-person meeting with somebody is just not cool with this thing. You absolutely can, but it serves no purpose for the interaction with other people, for one thing.
I feel like that's almost like you're taking it too far. Like, are they suggesting conducting an in-person meeting?
They can't do anything that I'm doing. They can't see anything that I'm seeing. And it has no benefit for me because unless I have some kind of supplemental material that for whatever reason nobody else needs to see, like I might as well just look at what everyone else is looking at.
I want to address this really quick.
Yeah.
Handyman is, I think, very upset about someone liking the Vision Pro. I might be projecting, I'm not sure, but he said productivity is not good though. I don't think you can say that because if someone's like, I'm going to measure my productivity at my desk using my laptop versus at my desk using my laptop with my Vision Pro, like, yeah, no, who cares? The thing that people are talking about is when if you're out and about, if you're on a train, if you're on a plane, if you're in an automobile, and you're able to make the screen bigger and then still use your keyboard and trackpad. I can absolutely see this being a benefit for people in scenarios. There's like no way that it isn't. That would actually be mind-blowingly ridiculous in my opinion if it wasn't in some scenarios. But is it a productivity boon when you're sitting at your desk? Yeah, probably not.
And it all depends on what your desk setup looks like.
Sure.
At my desk, I have a gigantic monitor already. And you know what? So back to my point where like I've conducted a couple of script reviews using the Vision Pro, which you remember how script review works. We pull up the script. I drive, but we have a lot of conversations about, how can we tweak this to make this the best script that we possibly can? Well, did you notice that your MacBook goes black?
Yeah.
When you
This is what
project?
I'm saying, though, where like it feels like an inappropriate scenario. Like I just wouldn't use it then.
You can't duplicate it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You actually can't.
We talked about this before. It should absolutely default, and I think it should default every time.
Yes.
To screen completely blanked out. I don't even think there should be a setting to change the default, but you should be able to override it in the moment and be like, no, I want to have both of them showing.
So you know how we did script review? I had my computer in front of me, and I was using my keyboard
Did they just
and
have the
trackpad.
dock open on another?
And then I had a Teams call, and I was sharing the window with someone sitting next to me on their laptop. So we were essentially conducting a virtual meeting in person.
Yeah, you can carry a battery bank of some kind, or you can just plug it into your laptop.
Yeah.
I feel like people are making up shortcomings because it's really expensive, but you have to understand that it being really expensive is enough of a shortcoming.
And you have to understand that it being really expensive is a feature for certain people.
Also that. Yeah.
It is an attention getter. Far more than probably any piece of technology that I have touched in the last 10 years. Like the folding phone, that's a conversation starter. Huge conversation starter. The second you walk up and unfold your phone and start doing something, people are like, whoa. Less now, but especially in the first couple of years. Sure. It was just something that people hadn't seen. And I think it was also aided by the fact that it wasn't Apple. So nobody had even seen Samsung's marketing for it. They just had no idea this was a thing that existed. This immediate attention getter. You go anywhere, you do anything with it, people are going to hate it. People are going to love it. People are going to have feelings about it. 100%. And for a lot of people, the fact that it's exclusive, the fact that it's expensive, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a feature.
A lot of people like that.
That makes them stand out even more.
Look at luxury goods. It's what Apple's been trying to be luxury goods this whole time, right? So like, just look at the luxury goods space. The entire thing about it is exclusivity. Yeah. I have it, you don't. Therefore, not about I am cool.
It's not about how many the company will sell. It's about how few of them people can afford to buy. And then like Apple's, because they're actually a technology company, a consumer electronics company, not a luxury goods company, they always get kind of torn, right? Because they create these things, but then they are subject to the same pressures as the rest of the consumer electronics industry. So the pricing does have to make its way into somewhat affordable consumer land at some point. But this one's not there. This is very much a statement piece. I mean, it's the first new category they've actually introduced under Tim Cook's leadership, I think. Like, has he started any AirPods? I'd say AirPods are a Tim Cook era smash hit. The watch is doing okay. The watch is doing pretty solid.
Feels like it's doing better than the other watches.
But I don't think either of those are as big of a swing as this. I mean,
this is a big deal.
He said, what, there's 5,000 patents to bring this thing over the line or something like that. And this is something I've ended up getting into it with a couple people in the comments already, is people saying it's overpriced. It's not overpriced. Do you have any idea how much this thing costs to develop? What does overpriced mean?
This is the exact same problem with the whole streaming debate that we've had over the last little bit.
Streaming debate?
Yeah, because everyone's like, streaming, like you should pay creators more and companies should be super flush with money. And it's like, no, they're all broke. Like Twitch doesn't make any money. What was even the one Microsoft had? I don't even remember anymore.
A Mixer.
Mixer like died hard because they were like, yeah, we brought in a bunch of big streamers. People still didn't care, and it just cost us a bunch of money. Let's get rid of it. And Meta just like has been deleting like billions, have they not?
Yeah.
Trying to work on VR. They're not making money. They're not making money at all. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't mean that it has to be like, oh, that knowing that automatically makes it worth it for you. No, that doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that, like, yeah, it might make sense that it's actually pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
BOM cost is not everything. You have to include R&D.
R&D costs money.
Yeah.
Support costs money.
Yeah.
Marketing costs money.
Paying developers to adopt their apps to this thing, which might be something that happens. I don't know. Maybe with some really major developers, not with us.
And believe it or not, you have to pay for the marketing that makes it so more other people will buy it so that they can amortize the development costs over more units, because at the end of the day, the cost is all of the costs. It's all of them. You can't just look at BOM costs. It's not that simple. And it never will be.
Yeah.
But guess what? There's good news. If you don't like the price, you can just not buy one.
Yes, absolutely. And this is another thing that I was just going to get into. And I've talked about this a lot on Wan's show, and I'm going to bring it up again. But you should criticize things for the right reasons and not for the wrong reasons. Because when you criticize things for the wrong reasons, it makes that thing look better, not worse. It's actually super important. People screw this up all the time. It's very easy to go after things that don't matter. And then when you go after things that don't matter, the people that are trying to defend it will ham on that. And then you're not winning the game, basically.
Look.
So criticize legitimate things about it, and don't just try to make stuff up.
I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but look, if you're a broke boy, just say so. It's the Pokemon.
I know. Oh, man. Wow. You're not a broke boy if you can't afford a Vision Pro. Most people shouldn't just be able to like magically afford a Vision Pro. $3,500 is a lot of money, especially American. $5,000. That's roughly $5,000, right?
Chat gets Canadian? It, which is nice. It probably also helps that this is not my product, and I'm not defending it. I'm telling you guys, I can't wait to stop using it.
Yeah. So this is $4,720 Canadian. Yeah. I know like close to no one that just has that in I could just go randomly spend
What did you enter in the calculator?
3,500 USD to CAD.
Oh, well, I mean, don't you want any storage on it?
Oh my goodness.
That's the 128 gig.
What? Really?
It comes with at $3,500 US. Yeah, look at his face. At $3,500 US, it comes with 128 gigabytes.
Do you know how much
storage?
I bought a one.
Wait, hold on. People are saying 256. Hold on.
I bought a 2 terabyte M.2 drive. Like on Tuesday or Monday for $100.
I think Linus.
It's 256. It's 256. I'm sorry.
That's still ridiculous.
That's still ridiculous.
But that's a lot better. I was stunned that 128 could even like exist.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
256 is still bad.
That is 256 gigs. Do you want to know how much another 256 gigabytes of storage will cost you?
Did they bump you to like $4,000?
No, not quite.
Okay.
It will cost you $200.
Yeah.
And another 512 will cost you another $200.
So that's how you get to your 4K. I was like, there's got to be a $4,000 device here.
There's a $4,000 device.
The old Apple ladder.
Yep. So we have a video coming soon where we built a PC Pro. because everyone knows the current Mac Pro is a meme. It's a Mac Studio in a giant chassis for thousands of dollars more. Like, it's absolutely, completely ridiculous. So we did a video building a PC Pro to compete with it, where we take the same budget and we just absolutely wreck it. Like, it's not even funny. Last time we did a PC Pro, it was tough. The Mac Pro came out ahead in some cases because it was a really powerful machine, and like Apple has some good software, you know, blah, 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 right? This time around, the thing's a joke. Like, you can build such an overpowered monster that it just has absolutely no chance whatsoever. And one of the problems is that the storage costs so much. Elijah and I did the math. Guess what costs more per unit weight? Apple storage, Apple NAND chips, or gold? It isn't close.
Is gold the cheapest one?
Gold is cheaper.
That's fantastic. That's a yikes. Wait, sorry. So how much is the lens protector, the travel case thing?
So we grab a chunk of the gold controller that I didn't end up using because I needed an opening for wireless communication, and we like weigh it next to an SSD that's like the same capacity, and it's in the video. I think we played around with it a little bit, like we
200 USD.
Like the carat of the gold that we were using what didn't match something, so we put a couple of weights under the SSD to make our point, but then we adjust, we account for it basically. But they're similar, or I shouldn't have said it wasn't close. They're similar, or the gold is cheaper. What was I going to say? There was another thing real quick here, and yeah, the gold's a better investment. Shoot, I was about to say something. I missed it. Sorry, no, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I'm trying to total together, like, if you wanted to trick yours out, because I mean, you're spending 3,500 USD on it anyways.
Oh, that's right. It's a couple $100.
So yeah, someone I haven't found this to corroborate, but somebody said it's $38.99 to get the 1 terabyte version.
Yep, $3,900, baby.
Compared to $34.99. And then you throw on $499 US Apple Care.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just spent $4,000 on a device. You might as well protect it.
Oh, there's a deductible, by the way, for accidental damage on this one. Apple Care is not Apple Care on this one.
And then you want to get your travel case, because the best use case scenario, as we've been saying, isn't just sitting at your desk. It's when you're out and about. So you also need the travel case, which is what, $250 USD?
Yep. Don't forget that if you have need any kind of corrective lenses, you'll need to pay extra for the corrective lens insert. So you could get to 4,000 just for the headset itself.
Okay,
if you
so
go 1 terabyte with corrective lenses.
Let's say you've got some corrective lenses and you go for 1 terabyte and it's $4,000. Then it's $4,750 to honestly, like, properly set up your 1 terabyte with corrective lenses Vision Pro, because the travel case, maybe there's going to be third-party ones. Almost certainly there's going to be third-party ones that you can get. But you should, I don't know. Yeah, maybe if Apple Care isn't as good as it normally is, maybe you shouldn't get Apple Care.
Does Apple Care all have deductibles?
Oh,
has that always been the case? I don't think so.
I didn't think it used to.
When did that's hilarious.
I've never got Apple Care because I haven't bought any expensive Apple devices. But people that are into Apple stuff all tell me that it's really good.
Has that always been a thing? Oh, for accidental damage, there's always been a deductible. Okay, all right, that's good to know. Yeah, I've personally
accidental damage, that makes sense.
I've personally never bought Apple Care before, but it's cheaper. So only for accidental damage or loss. Okay, yep, that's good to know. Thank you very much, guys.
I also want a laptop to go with mine. I don't have a MacBook.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but that's a dangerous argument, and that's one that I strongly object to. I mean, we talked about this Dan optimistically just trying to move the show along with his little signs. We haven't even done merch messages yet, Dan. Take that away. Take that. We'll do sponsors later.
We did.
No, we didn't explain them and stuff.
Oh.
So, yeah, I was just stalling for time.
Yeah.
So to bring up a previous controversy, when I talked about the PS Portal, I had people saying, well, the price is so much because to even use it, you need a PlayStation. I don't think Sony ever positioned the PS Portal as a device for people who don't already own a PlayStation. And in much the same way, I don't think Apple is positioning this device as something for people who don't already have a Mac. I don't think they are explicitly saying, unless you have a Mac, you might as well not buy it. But the fact that they have a facial scan that requires you to have a relatively recent iPhone in order to even go through the checkout, I think they've made their point clearly enough.
If you don't have a Mac and you want to jump into this ecosystem, you need corrective lenses, you want the 1 terabyte version, you're going to get the travel case, and you're going to get AppleCare.
Okay.
If all of these things line up, you're a cool $7,250 in the hole.
Yeah.
That's one heck of a trip to the Apple Store, and that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I guarantee it.
100%. I mean, on a payment plan, but make sure you get your Apple credit card.
Yeah.
I saw the numbers recently. The number of transactions going through on Apple's credit card are hoo-wee. They're apparently doing okay. I think whatever bank they collaborated with wanted out of it or something. I've been sort of only barely peripherally following it, but
Interesting.
people have Apple credit cards apparently. So that's a thing. Oh, did they dissolve the credit card? Okay, there you go. Apparently it's dead. Cool.
What?
Goldman Sachs wants out. Goldman. Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, okay. So I think they still have Apple Pay, though.
No, they definitely still have Apple Pay. Someone says, no, it's not dead. I still have one.
Yeah, it's not dead. On the Vision Pro, there's a thing, finance, Apple Card monthly payments.
Yeah, Goldman wants out, though. I guess whatever deal Apple negotiated with them is not doing it well for them. And I think Goldman also wants to go back to being more like investment bank and less like consumer business or something like that. I don't know. It was a while back.
Got it.
They're leaving retail banking entirely. They just want to deal with rich people. Yeah, fair enough. I'm responding to a merch message that hasn't been read yet. Thomas C. says, hey, LTT, I wish that more people would talk about accessibility with VR. I have one eye. There are some VR games where I physically can't get past the tutorial. Can you try the Vision Pro with one eye?
Oh, interesting.
The scanning didn't work, but I wonder if part of the reason for that is that I trained it with 2 eyes. So I'm going to see if I can find the thing to try it again. I don't know. I can never remember. Is it privacy and security or is it optic ID and passcode? I don't know. Why would your passcode be under security? That's just stupid. Gaze tracking works, which sounds like an entirely different thing.
While you keep screwing around with that, Geek Person Man in chat said PowerPlay compatible means the mouse requires a PowerCore module to be installed in the mouse, and PowerPlay means it's just built in. Cool.
All right, I'm setting up optic ID. The gaze tracking is definitely a little bit weaker, though.
Makes sense.
Nope, won't do it.
Ooh.
No optic ID with just one eye. Yep, can confirm. Definitely works with 2 eyes. All right. So
apparently the Apple Vision Pro has accessibility options. Maybe there's something you need to turn on.
Accessibility. Eye input, both eyes. Oh, left eye only, right eye only. All right, there it is. I still don't know if that works with optic ID, but it definitely does at least have an option for it. So that's pretty cool. Good guy, Apple. That's it for that for now. I find it makes my eyes really tired.
Using that? Yeah.
I'm back.
I haven't used it because you were using it for like whole days, right?
I've used it for as much as like 3 hours at a time. And that was a lot.
Yeah, that makes
really
sense.
A lot.
Like I didn't have it on for that long realistically. And I didn't run into those problems, but I suspect you're hitting more around the like hour and a half mark where it starts to get pretty old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even at like half an hour, I'm kind of over it. I'd rather just, you know what? One of the things that really bugs me is seems like a really stupid little thing. It seems like such an obvious fix, but I actually hate that I can only pin apps in 3D space. I want to pin apps in relative to me space.
Oh, you can't do that?
Not as far as I can tell, but this is yet another thing that I haven't spent a ton of time looking up how to do things yet.
I'm thinking on like what I've seen online in videos.
People say you can.
You can.
So then that's something that will help a lot because
sorry, keep going.
Travel mode apparently is what it's called. So yeah, I'm going to play around with that. It's not going to fix every issue that I have with it because realistically, most of my problems are just caused by that I just don't really want this thing on my face right now.
It would be nice if you could do both. Like I would want to have some that were fixed in 3D space and some that floated with me.
You could probably, I would imagine that you could probably do that.
Maybe.
Oh, wait, not yet. Travel mode is only really made for airplane usage, etc. Speaking of airplane usage, I was sitting. Don't walk with travel mode though. Okay, well then that's not really what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm going to insert now.
So,
I've seen a video of someone walking down the street with Google Maps pinned.
Okay. I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that I want to move around and I want it to just stay fixed to me rather than fixed to the environment. And it sounds like what you're talking about is travel mode figures out where something is based on its proximity to the headset rather than based on the map the headset builds of the world around you because of low light. So I noticed that I was sitting in my computer room at home, and you know how our lights are automated and just turn off. So in what would be probably like cabin brightness on an overnight flight, it was not able to handle tracking very well. It would often lose tracking and have connection issues and hand tracking issues. So that makes a ton of sense that travel mode would be for like that's what travel mode is a way to not have it reliant on that outside map that it's building. But that's not what I was asking for. So I'm just gonna have to do a little bit more figuring out.
I'm sure. I mean, unless that video is just fake. But I've definitely seen
Could be.
person was walking down yeah, absolutely. I've seen a person walking down the street and the I'm assuming Apple Maps or whatever, but some form of map application was fixed on the left-hand side of their view.
No problem, Captain Cosmo.